when you base a community around acceptance and understanding and empathy, which is largely what this community is based on, it has been very easy to help give people the spaces they wanted. People are very accommodating and largely great to get on with. It's been good.
Despite being less than a year old, Bernie's Bar has established itself as a go-to spot for nightlife and community in Newey. We finally had the chance to sit down with the legends behind Bernie's, Kitt, Patrick and Grace, ahead of their first birthday. So I'd love to start off by asking, you're coming up to your first birthday, so I'd love to reflect with you about what it was like opening it up and how much has changed.
Where do you start? So 12 months, it's the longest 12 months I can imagine.
We average about a year a month, I think. Yeah, it seems to be that amount of, well, definitely that amount of hours we're each putting in.
It's definitely, the roller coaster has been amazing though. We strength to strength as a new small business, getting to the 12-month mark is a massive milestone. And although it's taken a great deal of effort, it's been incredibly rewarding the whole time.
Yeah, and we've had, I guess, through the year, we've had a lot of some really passionate supporters sort of come out and they've sort of become part of the infrastructure here in a lot of ways. Like they're part of the, I guess, Bernie's family in a way. It's become a little bit of a home for the community as well. And we occasionally get things now where, you know, someone's just realised they're trans.
Yeah.
Where do they go? They come straight here. Mm-hmm. And I guess it's, a really big privilege to be able to offer that as a space because there was no space before. So being able to be a physical representation of the community and a home in that sort of way and a place where people feel comfortable that they can come here and get support is really, really wonderful.
Yeah, you're an absolute beacon. So I'd love to know, what have been some highlights from the first year?
Well, opening night really does stand out to me back on the 1st of June last year. It was to see the plan come to fruition, although the venue has changed dramatically, it's still...
It's a bit more shinier.
It's very glimmery now. Although... The cutting the ribbon and the soaking in that vibe, that was a pretty big night. That was a pretty awesome vibe. That was a pretty cool thing.
Absolutely.
And
New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve was pretty amazing. First one here. And it was just a really wonderful night.
The bit about New Year's Eve, we had the countdown, 10, 9, 8, and then I'm pretty sure there was the gayest kissing in Newcastle just here. It was just so...
Amazing.
And the fact that people felt that they could do that here, that's what they came down to be part of that moment. They
came down so that they could express their love for their person in public, in a completely supportive setting, and not have to worry about it. And as a result, we all had such a huge night. It was massive. I can't wait for the next one.
Look, you guys do a lot of different events and community activations within this space. Why do you think it's so important to put on all sorts of, just such a diverse range of activities?
To run through it, it's everything from makeup masterclasses through to DJ dance parties. It's everything from catered corporate events through to art auctions. It is as diverse of group events as a single business can handle. And we've probably gone, in some cases...
we went pretty weird.
We got pretty crazy.
Yeah. But on the other hand, it was really nice to be able to try all those sorts of things. We decided, we know that the community has breadth and depth, and we are, more than just the act on stage, and giving a lot of people, especially, our introverted queers who may be not into the big dance parties all the time, a chance to come down and be part of the community as well was really important to us. It was basically trying to provide to the community things that they've reflected back to us that they wanted. And I think is really important for us to listen to those voices. That's why we have things like a community advisory group, and because, a community, there's a lot of letters in the acronym, and we need to give space and a place for all of those voices.
Yeah, I think ultimately we felt a bit of responsibility being the main game in town for the scene that we work in. We felt a bit of responsibility to not just be a nightlife spot. It was important that we host the range of introverted, extroverted, and everything in between activities too.
Yep.
And
across all age ranges,
yeah.
across all genders, across all, different interest groups as well. So, yeah, and it's a bit of a mix of education, information, community support, but a lot of fun. Most of every week it's us balancing books. Which thing can we fix this week? Which thing is a priority to get fixed, to improve, to keep making and investing in the space and bringing it up as we go. So I think we put in a lot of hours, but we have a heap of community support as well. When we first opened, we had people down here scrubbing walls and painting the place and all of that as well. And I think the community really have responded beautifully to that as well. They've definitely taken on part of that not a burden, but responsibility, I guess.
Yeah, so the push and pull of being a small business is non-stop. Anyone in small business knows that. The specific challenges of navigating the queer space, though, have been, from my perspective, really easy. Yeah. It's just, I think when you base a community around acceptance and understanding and empathy, which is largely what this community is based on, it has been very easy to help give people the spaces they wanted. People are very accommodating and largely great to get on with. It's been good.
And even Friday, Saturday nights, I think we're probably one of the funnest, but also probably one of the best behaved venues around as well.
Yes.
People just love the space and they're so respectful of the space, which is wonderful. And we don't tend to get a lot of trouble here, which is wonderful.
Yeah, we boast that we're the safest bar in the city, and I believe that wholeheartedly. What we do here, I don't think anyone recreates any other night spot.
Yeah, I completely agree. I don't feel as respected as I do here in this space anywhere else in Newcastle.
Oh, thank
I'm
you.
happy to put that on the books.
That's an official endorsement.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
good.
Yeah.
So I'd love to know what's coming up. You've just launched a Patreon. What else is happening?
The Patreon was a fantastic idea that came out of a supporter who's, do you guys take tips? We don't take tips. We don't want to encourage people to have to pay more than. And I thought, well, look, is there much a demand for this? And it turns out that a lot of people wanted to show some support without necessarily having to come down. So a couple of bucks a month, you can support us on Patreon, and that keeps us cover charge free. All our dance parties are free, and it keeps us able to keep booking brand new and upcoming drag talent.
Yeah.
Without that,
and run a drag heat competition as well to support drag in the community.
But apart from the Patreon, where we have heaps of stuff coming up. We've already touched on first birthday celebrations. Some of those are under wraps though, so we can't tell you too much.
Okay, that's fine.
But it's going to be fun.
But before that, we are the host of the Newcastle City Ren Fair. So that'll be a whole day of medieval delight, market stalls, performers, workshops. There's live sword play, all sorts of stuff going on.
Yep. And then in the evening we'll be having a banquet and feast and some medieval dancing, and it's super fun.
So that's third week of May. I think you can find all the details for that one just by searching for the Newcastle City Ren Fair. Mm-hmm. And then after that, the second half of the year, we have been really lucky to work with Newcastle City Council on a couple of laneway activation projects. The first one in July, the winter pageant.
Yep. So, the winter pageant, the idea is sort of a bit reminiscent of the European Christmas markets and a pantomime theatre sort of production. So, we'll have a huge laneway decked out like a European Christmas market, which will be fantastic.
Staging, lighting, a show on every night. We'll do that for a few nights. And then... is it a bit premature to launch the other one? Or?
Oh, no, we can do that one as well. Yeah. So in September, we're looking at doing an outdoor art exhibit, just turning the laneway into a giant outdoor art gallery, which will be lovely. And then the final night, because you can't have it without a party, and so you need a send-off. So we're looking at doing a laneway dance party. There'll be DJs up on little stages. There'll be, light twirling, all neon themes sort of things. So, we're really looking forward to doing that one as well.
And that steams us straight into Pride Month in October.
Yep.
And collaborations with everyone, including Newcastle Pride and a couple of other local players. and not too long after that it'll be New Year's again. So
The year just keeps going.
Turns out it's a whole year of parties.
Yeah. Amazing. Now, one thing we haven't spoken about is the amazing food that comes out of Burnies.
Yeah, fair.
Please tell me about what inspired the menu. And
Sure.
what comes
So
out.
we've had a few iterations of the kitchen. It was designed largely to be pop-up kitchens, so I could transition with different tastes and different recipes and keep the variety of it. I didn't want to ever stick too long with a single restaurant concept. We've been working with the current one since November, and the reception's been great. I love it. It's the sort of food that very comfort food.
Cryptid-inspired spaghetti.
So there's lots of great pastas, lots of comfort lasagnas, and just big hearty carby food, which is great. We'll be doing a bit of a refresh of that menu in the coming weeks, so stand by, because we are looking at a pretty significant change to how that one will come up. I think it's going to be pretty exciting stuff. But the cooking part, it's what I really love
That's
doing.
Your thing. Yeah.
And it's really something that we're really glad to offer in addition to the parties, because here you can have a catered event in the same space that you enjoy for what I reckon is Newcastle's best nightclub party. So it just is. It's great to be able to offer all the stuff of the kitchen as well as all of the fantastic bar and nightlife stuff we offer too. It's all been very satisfying having a kitchen of my own as well, just on a personal level. Been working in hospitality for a long time, and to have a place of your own is pretty cool.
Yeah, well, you're absolutely killing it on all fronts. Thank you so much for the space that you've created. I have so much respect for you all. So thank you so much for chatting too.
Our pleasure.
Anytime.